All right. Welcome, everybody. So let's go ahead get started. Priyanka, I know you just said it's almost midnight your time, so let's have the mic pass to you. Maybe you can start a quick intro and then just share with us some of the feedback you have around Agent Gateway. We would love to hear from you.
Yeah, Shalin, thank you. I am Priyanka and I work with UBS India. And I have been working in the capacity of a DevOps and a platform engineer with the cloud native tools all along. And very recently, we have started using Agent Gateway in the bank, and we're testing the integration with K Gateway with AKS in Kubernetes cluster. So I was able to integrate Agent Gateway with the MCP servers that I'm using within my AKS cluster. The integration was successful with the demo or the sample or the example MCP servers that are documented. Now, I have a few observations related to dynamic MCP backends specifically, if I may. Um, so, when I change the MCP backends dynamically, the controller logs always show the backends or the targets which are stale, which are no longer part of my configuration. I don't know if this is the actual behavior or there's something that I've been missing in this part. So that is like my uh, that's like the area that I want to understand and know more about, so that I know how do I want to integrate it with my ecosystem, with the MCP service that I'm building, and then also I want to see how do I integrate observability as part of this entire layer, so that I know okay where this is failing, I get some good amount of observability as well. So like yeah, this is the observation that I basically wanted to share today and ask and learn more about what's the actual behavior versus am I missing something or what's in store.
So the demo you said, is that already finished or that's what you're building for? I assume it's an internal demo.
No, so the demo that I said I meant is the MCP everything server that is documented as part of Agent Gateway docs. So it's the Agent Gateway is functioning pretty well with that. Uh, but when I use my own MCP servers that are running in my own AKS cluster, be it same namespace or the other namespace, and when I interchangingly use, so let's say I have two MCP services running, right? Two MCP services running in my cluster. I created a backend to point to one of the MCP service, and I tested out the integration. Within the next 10 minutes, I changed the MCP backend and I refer it to another service. Let's say MCP service 2.
Yep.
So ideally, the old target, the stale target should just wear off and the new target should be visible. And it should initialize that target. But however, I'm still seeing the old target, rather I'm seeing both the targets as part of the K gateway controller logs. And it is trying to initialize the old target because its weight is higher than the the actual active target that I have configured. Yeah, I think I shared these logs, to get more context. I know it's difficult to explain it this way, but I've shared few logs with over the Discord chat with John as well. I think John is here. I have troubled him quite sometimes, so he would have more context maybe.
Yeah, I very much appreciate the logs. That's super helpful. The only thing that comes to mind is if you potentially have a stale control plane image, like just because we ran into that issue before, or it's a new bug. Like I saw the exact same thing you did. I pushed the fix. I've been testing it myself and it works. So otherwise, I don't know. I'll have to look around for more potential issues. I just know that before we had the image pulling issue, so it would maybe be good if we could double check. Let me see if I can find out how to see, or if you could get the image or like the SHA 256 the K gateway image, or I guess
Again,
itself probably right. So
is this also moving tag for the K gateway controller image? Is it also moving tag that the image gets?
yes, yeah.
Okay. Okay. Can you just share the SHA with me? I mean, the latest one, so that at least if you're aware of our previous conversation, it's very difficult for me since I work in a bank. It's a regulated environment. I can't get the um, images very
Yeah,
quickly.
yeah, I totally get it. Yeah, no, it's a
Right.
pain.
Yeah, so if you can share that SHA with me, I can test if the image is stale and then figure out if how this works. And also one more point I wanted to bring forward. While I was testing initially this integration, and it when I was just working with one of the MCP servers, my MCP server is giving me a redirect. So is there anything that I can do at the gateway layer, agent gateway layer, to handle these redirections? Because
Yeah, what?
MCP server
What's that?
gives 307 redirect and the gateway just aborts the connection there itself.
Yeah, one thing I've seen is that a lot of these Python servers specifically are looking for like a specific URL, like MCP slash, and then we send
Exactly.
slash MCP.
Right.
And
So I think
so,
fast MCP
I
build
mean,
with
in
fast.
theory, we could add redirect, but I think one thing that just got merged, or maybe just part of it's merged, I think we have to do the other half. It will be done soon, is to customize the URL. And so then you can say, this one is slash MCP with a slash at the end, or whatever it is. Maybe it's a totally custom path. That's definitely, there's definitely something we need to support though. I don't know why the Python servers like to be so particular about the URL, but I noticed that as well.
Right. I'm sorry, I didn't follow exactly what you said. So do you want, I mean, how the client should send slash MCP slash? Is that what you're?
No, so Agent
Mhm.
Gateway is the one that picks the path, but today we didn't add in Key Gateway the ability to configure the path. So it was just hard coded
Correct.
always to MCP. So we're adding the ability to customize that.
Awesome.
Yeah. We already
Awesome.
there's like two parts for that change. We already did one of them. I think they just merged, so we'll probably have the other one pretty
Okay.
soon.
Got you. Understood. Yeah, that
You know,
would be
just double
really
checking. Someone is working on the Key Gateway side of that, or no?
Yes, yeah. So Zemke is I think just got the PR, like it's in the bridge view for the agent gateway side, and then he'll do the control plane side as well.
awesome. That would be
Thank you
great.
both.
Awesome. Yeah. Right. So yeah, basically these are the 2-3 observations that I had in order to move forward. The other part related to observability, any comments on that? I mean, how do we integrate the observability? I saw there's one issue which is open, I guess. But I'm not sure where it is at.
What's your requirement on observability? I might be missing that.
Traces, end-to-end traces.
Okay, so that's the agent. If the traffic is initiated from agent gateway, does the agent gateway adds the trace span, the initial trace span, like Envoy does?
Yes.
So there's tracing, but Nina, can we configure the tracing, or it's just hard? I don't think we can, right? We need to add that. It's in the config
Yeah,
map.
there's yeah. So I think like one option we can do is enable the config map to like you configure your like tracing setup on setup. Or we can expose it through the Key Gateway APIs. We just need to decide which way we're gonna do that. And then I think the Agent Gateway XCS server currently doesn't have like an option for it. So if we end up doing the control plane side, we have to also add like an XCS field for it.
Okay.
Yeah, I wonder if like in the short term, can we have like a pass through to the raw config map?
That's what I would go for, but I know it. Yeah, like. Because it would enable a lot of other things too. So
Yeah.
Yeah, like I mean, we don't have to keep it permanently. Maybe we should keep it permanently, but like, you know, there's always going to be stuff.
Yeah. So the tracing config, are you referring to the sampling config, or there's more to that?
Well, you also need the OTLP endpoint, right?
Oh, yeah, that too.
Yes.
Yeah, so Priyanka, sorry, we went off on a tangent, but Agent Gateway supports it all. It's just not exposed through K Gateway, so we just need to expose that.
Through K Gateway. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's
Question.
coming soon. Okay. Thanks.
Question, because config banks were mentioned, is like because like every time Agent Gateway has a new feature or something released, we have to wait for it to be ported over to K Gateway. Is there a way to like run like a hybrid kind of setup where it's like, you know, you could pass in like an MVAR or something?
Yeah, that's exactly what I was trying to suggest, is that like if we can just have a pass through, so that you can put arbitrary Agent Gateway config and directly merge it in with the XDS.
Got it. so it wouldn't stomp on each other, right? As long as you're careful that you're not obviously not trying to configure like conflicting.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
like it depends. Like the tracing config, it's not like that. That's no problem at all. But like if you want to attach a policy, for example, then you have to know the name of the route, and the route name is kind of like this internal implementation detail of kgateway. So like you could do it, but it's kind of really awkward, right? So for things like that, it's not great. But there's like all the stuff that's like the startup time configuration that I think that makes sense. And like best case scenario is just going to be pass like a typed struct instead of a opaque hash map, right, of any values. Well, unless we change it in agent gateway itself to be dynamically configured. Like the tracing and logging config is static at startup today. We could make it dynamic as well, in which case then that would look differently in agent or kgateway as well. But I don't think there's a strong need to do that right now.
Gotcha. I'm curious if other people on this call or in the community are are they using the LLM side of the house or the more of the MCP/agent side of the house? Because like I think Agent Gateway tries to do both, right? Which is awesome, but like I'm curious where the focus is on right now.
I've seen probably 50-50 split personally.
Gotcha.
There's also the focus of like not even AI specific, but I haven't seen people adopting it for that use case yet. So
specifically for that I do, but I personally run Istio. So
Yeah.
I would like to have it be like a waypoint proxy. We're not even running ambient mode yet, but like this would be a driver to run ambient mode, I guess. And but like right now our initial use case is like people just want to use like their agentic tools and have like a LLM proxy. I think that's what most people are doing right now. I don't think anyone's ready for like end-to-end production grade agentic workflows yet, just because of the non-deterministic nature. So I think right now, unfortunately, people are just like, I don't know, from their laptops or whatever, trying to proxy to like multiple LLM providers, whether it be open source or foundational.
Is
Go
that
from there.
your main user case, Jack? Just use it to proxy to large language models?
Right now it is, because it's like it's been hyped for a while, but like right now people are just, at least for me, people are just trying to use things like Cursor, Cloud Code, stuff like that to improve their personal workflows. We have a separate team looking at like agenticifying actual like workflows like in CI and like on our kube clusters, but
Yeah.
a lot of it is still too early and finicky to be like true enterprise work streams for like in general, not like specific to kgateway or agent gateway.
Yeah, makes sense. All right, this is a great discussion. Personally, I would love to see Agent Gateway to take a configure. Actually, I'm struggling with this problem as well, that I don't want to always wait for Gateway to land. I mean, it's nice if it lands, but at least allow people to explore it a little bit earlier. And I just saw a comment from Lamtic about release announcement channel on Discord. I think that's a great idea. We will probably we can look into that. So right now, I believe we do produce release, but there's no announcement. I'm just going to check out the release here. It would be nice to figure out how to automate this.
no, there is, well, on the, if you go to the release tag, the release instead of the tags, yeah, there's info here. So we would just need to, I usually try and write a little snippet as well, but I didn't for this version because I was lazy.
Yeah, so maybe we can figure out how to automatically publish this thing, like whenever you have a release, but we can do it manually before we figure out automatically.
Yeah, I know in Slack we have like in our our corporate Slack, we have a notification for some projects.
Yeah.
So I'm sure you can set it up, but I don't know how.
Yeah, with Discord. Okay, so what
Yeah. In the meantime, you can also watch on GitHub for releases. But I don't know
That's
if it
true,
gives
yeah.
notifications.
I'm curious, like, what are the no, I think that I saw a roadmap, but like, what's like the immediate focus both on Agent Gateway and K Gateway? I'm assuming for K Gateway, it's adopting the features that Agent Gateway is like implementing, because that I feel like we're I think it's actually John here, who's been pumping out like a bunch of releases. So,
Yeah, on the K Gateway side, it's definitely keeping up and with the features and getting not really keeping up, but catching up, because the Agent Gateway had a head start. And then in terms of Agent Gateway itself, there's kind of, I don't know if there's any like one obvious like number one priority. There's kind of a split of like maturing the project generally, which like on the LM side is mostly like adding more compatibility for all the different scenarios. Like there's one that's been coming up that's like, well, we only support the OpenAI API, and some tools like Cloud Code don't use that API. So like, do we go add the Anthropic API support? Those sorts of things.
Yeah,
listed. I forget what they were, but
I hit
Oh,
that issue too, John, just so you know. I don't know if Eitan talked to you, so I hit that
honestly,
issue.
like the way I've been focusing on is like, people will say I have this issue, and then I go try and fix that issue, and usually that's enough to keep me busy. And then in between, making things more robust.
yeah, so like, because you mentioned that, actually we are like about to POC Claude Code, just because like there's so much hype around it, and like the community, like the dev community, I don't pretend like I'm not speaking on behalf of all the devs, but like it's been unanimously decided as the number one tool, and along with Claude, like the Claude models. So I actually haven't tried if Agent Gateway would support Claude Code, but
it doesn't. Like you can use other tools. Like I went and actually I made like a post of all the tools I tried, and I was actually very disappointed with our ability to integrate with them. So that was a big kick on the need to do some work. Like I tried Gemini, Claude, Cursor, and VS Code, all don't work. Cursor because they don't let you bring your own API keys or like override the path. Same with VS Code. Actually, it's really the same with all of them except for Claude, and then Claude we just don't support the Anthropic API. So I'm not sure we can really fix the other three, but Claude we can, just by supporting the Anthropic API, which isn't a huge amount of work, because Anthropic API and OpenAI APIs are pretty similar. It's just pretty mechanical. Maybe I'll buy Cloud Code and then ask it to do it. But I did get some other ones. Like I got Open Code working, which obviously like that's can then pass any OpenAI endpoint. So I've been using that a little bit, but definitely an area to improve.
yeah,
Like
so
if you're building like your own AI apps, like it's I think it's fine, because almost everyone uses the OpenAI SDK and it's good to go. But for these off-the-shelf ones, especially ones from the actual LLM vendors themselves, like they're not too keen on opening you up to use not their models. So that makes some things a bit trickier.
yeah, so like again, can't speak on that. I work at a pretty techie focused shop. And I know some of our devs have started like spinning up like random proxies, and like just using that to do some of the conversion stuff, I think, with Claude Code. I'm not in the POC for that right now, so but like I think it's called Light LLM or something like that. And what I think it lets them do, I don't know how it handles the conversion or whatever, but I think it's been letting them interact with whatever model they want via Claude Code as like their interface. So that's
Yeah,
like
Yeah, so we're basically like we do the same thing as like LM. They just have like a lot more support for all of the different translations between all the different things. So I think they've started out as only having the OpenAI one, and then they probably added the Anthropic ones for Claude Code specifically. But they do a very similar thing to what we're doing. And they definitely have, I mean, it's a huge project. It's moving very fast. So they have a broader feature set than us for sure. I think I mean, I'm not an expert in it. I've heard that there's people who really struggle to deploy it based on like the footprint and performance and whatnot, which is surprising because I don't really consider this generally like that high performance sensitive of an area for most users. So, but it's, it's Python and it's like this massive project. So I can see how it goes. But yeah, like I think we can do a lot of the same things as Light LM. We just need to make it a bit more robust and build that out. But yeah, I mean, their provider list is like crazy. So
yeah. So actually, like, I guess there's a bit of a sneak peek. Probably the industry where it's gonna move next is like, before all the like, I'm a little skeptical about all the full blown agent type stuff, but like, I think where everyone has decided they will move on to outside of their laptops is like in CI. So like pick agentic CLI tool ABC or whatever. And then they're probably gonna have that stuff running on their like GitHub action runners and like in Jenkins, etc. And that's when like the more K gateway enterprisey stuff also integrates with it. So I'm just FYI, like I think it matters a lot to support all the various CLI-ish tools. It's my 2 cents.
Yeah, by the way, we would love contribution too if you have some bandwidth, like John was mentioning, like support for Cloud Code or any of the CLIs.
Yeah, that's always a bandwidth and resource thing, I guess. But yeah, I understand.
Yeah. I saw Namtik have some questions. I think John already answered. Did you also raise hand? Do you have anything, Namtik? I saw you raise hand a little bit early. Just want to circle back with you, see if we are good. All right, probably good. Oh, one more thing I want to share is just so everybody knows, I believe, John, you put on the put out a post about Agent Gateway. So if you can, I would love you all to go there. It's in the Rust. It's in the Rust in Reddit. It actually have some interesting information about how Agent Gateway performs really well compared with Envoy. So I'll put that in the meeting minutes for everybody. All right, anything else we should be discussing? Okay. Oh, just so everybody knows, I think last week somebody mentioned the project board was private. I believe I fixed that. The board is been forming, like John said, a lot of priorities are changing based on the requirements. So if you have anything, do try to keep a record in GitHub, and we certainly welcome contribution PRs too. All right. I don't see any hands. Thanks everybody for joining us today. Appreciate you all bringing the feedbacks. Thanks. Bye.
Yeah, thanks. Take care.
Take care.
Thank you.
thanks everyone.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.